Marcus Aurelius Meditations on the Internal Citadel. 10 Ways to Hack-Proof Your Mind. In 2026, the war isn't being fought on a battlefield. It's being fought for the 6 inches between your ears. Every app, every notification, and every breaking news cycle is a specialized weapon designed to breach your focus and harvest your attention. Most people are living with their gates wide open. Their minds are occupied territory. But Marcus Aurelius built a fortress that no emperor, no crisis, and no digital parasite could ever penetrate. He called it the Internal Citadel. Today, we are decoding the architecture of mental invincibility. We are looking at how to hack-proof your consciousness so that you can remain sovereign in an era of mass manipulation. Pay close attention to rule number 5, because it reveals the single most common backdoor people leave open in their psyche. And rule number 1, which is the master key to absolute mental autonomy. If you are ready to reclaim your mind and build a fortress that the world can't touch, hit that subscribe button now. Now, let's begin with number 10, the discipline of objective perception. The world doesn't hurt you. Your interpretation of the world hurts you. Marcus wrote, "Remove the judgment, and the I am hurt is gone." Most of our mental hacks happen because we attach emotion to raw data. A market dip is just a number until you call it a disaster. To hack-proof your mind, you must strip away the adjectives. See things as they are, not as you fear them to be. When you view reality with cold, objective clarity, you remove the hooks that others use to pull your strings. A man who sees only the facts cannot be manipulated by his fears. The citadel begins with the truth. But to keep the truth safe, you need number 9, the firewall of choice. Between every stimulus and every response, there is a space, and in that space lies your power. Marcus taught that while we cannot control what happens to us, we have absolute control over our ascent. You do not have to agree with the stress the world is trying to give you. Install a mental firewall. Before you react to a message, a comment, or a crisis, stop. Ask, do I choose to let this inside my walls? If it doesn't serve your purpose or your virtue, hit delete. Your attention is your most valuable currency. Stop spending it on things that hate you. If the gates are closed, the enemy stays outside. That brings us to number 8, the deletion of the external audience. We are hacked every time we worry about what they think. The moment you seek validation from the crowd, you have handed them the keys to your internal citadel. You are no longer the ruler. You are a performer. Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man on earth, yet he wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." The ghost millionaire operates for an audience of one. When you delete the need for external approval, you become invisible to the hackers of social status. If you don't care about their applause, you won't fear their silence. Sovereignty is built in the dark. But to stay strong, you must master number 7, the voluntary hardship protocol. A soft mind is an easy target. If you are addicted to comfort, the world can control you simply by threatening that comfort. Marcus practiced ascesis, purposely experiencing discomfort to prove that his mind was independent of his surroundings. Hack-proof your mind by seeking out the difficult. Take the cold shower. Do the fasted deep work session. Sit in silence without your phone. This voluntary hardship builds a callous psyche that doesn't crumble when 2026 gets real. If you can survive the winter in your mind, you have nothing to fear from the world's storms. Strength is the only defense. Now move to number 6, the strategy of the view from above. The system wants you focused on the micro, the tiny stresses that keep you in a state of high cortisol anxiety. Marcus practiced zooming out until the entire Roman Empire looked like a speck of dust. From that height, your big problems look like what they actually are, insignificant. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, practice the view from above. See your life from the perspective of the stars, or from the perspective of a century from now. This perspective shift kills the urgency that hackers use to force you into bad decisions. Distance is the ultimate antidote to drama. Clarity is found at altitude. Now for the breakthrough. Number 5, the closure of the status backdoor. The most effective psychological hack is envy. The system shows you what you lack to make you feel incomplete. This creates a backdoor where they can install desires that aren't yours. Marcus wrote, "Look at the minds of the people who are successful. See what they chase and what they avoid." He realized that most elite lives are actually chaotic and miserable. Close the back door of comparison. Recognize that your path is unique, and that more is often just a heavier chain. The man who is content with himself is the only one the system cannot buy. Contentment is the ultimate security patch. This leads to number 4, the guarding of the cognitive gates. Your mind is a garden. What you plant will grow. If you fill it with 24/7 news, social media vitriol, and outrage porn, you are poisoning your own soil. You are literally coding your mind for anxiety. The ghost millionaire practices information ghosting. You don't keep up with the world. You keep up with your mission. Be ruthless with your inputs. If a source of information doesn't provide utility or wisdom, it is a breach of your security. You wouldn't let a stranger dump trash in your house. Why let them dump it in your head? Filter the noise, or the noise will filter you. This brings us to number 3, the discipline of the logos. Logos is the rational order of the universe. Marcus believed that as long as you stayed aligned with reason, you were safe. Hacks usually target our emotions: anger, greed, and fear. When you feel an emotional surge, move to logic. Ask, is this rational? Does this reaction improve my situation? By moving from the emotional brain to the rational brain, you essentially reboot your system into a secure mode. Logic is the shield that emotion cannot pierce. Reason is the king of the citadel. Now, number 2, the premeditation of the breach. The system loves to surprise you. A sudden emergency is the best way to bypass your rational defenses. Marcus practiced premeditatio malorum, imagining the worst-case scenario before it happened. Spend 2 minutes every morning imagining your citadel being attacked. See the market crash. See the betrayal. See the loss. By experiencing it in your mind first, you remove the shock factor. When the breach actually happens, you are already calm. You've already run the simulation. A man who has already seen the end of the world cannot be scared by a bad day. Preparation is the end of panic. And finally, the ultimate rule. Number 1. The invincibility of the internal citadel. The final secret to a hack-proof mind is the realization that your inner self is truly untouchable. Marcus Aurelius' most powerful insight was, no one can take your choice from you. They can take your money, your reputation, and even your life, but they cannot force you to think what you do not want to think. The internal citadel is not built of stone. It is built of your will. Once you realize that your internal state is 100% your responsibility, you become a ghost in the machine. You are in the world, but your core is in a different dimension of sovereignty. The world can only control you if you believe that it can. You are the architect, you are the guard, and you are the king. 2026 will try to break into your mind 1,000 times a day. Let it find nothing but a silent, iron fortress. The challenge: today, turn off all notifications on your phone for 4 hours. Do not check your stats, your news, or your messages. Sit in the silence of your own citadel and realize that the world kept spinning without your attention. If you are ready to build a mind that nothing can break, subscribe to Ghost Millionaire 2026. Comment the word fortress below if you've secured your gates today. Remember, the loudest noise is the world, but the strongest power is the silence within. Stay stoic, stay silent, build your empire. I'll see you in the next one.